See that barbecue sauce. All right, let's do it. And I'm eating with my hands. See that chicken right there? What's up, Bushcrap? You don't know the context, because you're not in the Discord, so it's gonna be weird. Or maybe you are in the Discord. I don't freaking know. No, just a lot of drama in the Discord. So just made a funny title, and I don't know. It's gonna continue that Discord conversation, but live. So I'm not gonna be annoying with this chicken. If it was just like people that were in the Discord, they would understand. I'm just hanging out. Oh, you left instantly, didn't you? Like, he's eating chicken like that. Or you might still be here. I don't know. I don't know who comes in. Doesn't tell me. Who else is in here? Not close enough to the mic. You gotta, you know what? Yo, what's up, brainwashed? Here. If it's like, now it's peaking, so it's probably, you gotta probably turn the volume down. Clink? Who's Clink? What's up? What's up, mate? You from, Australia? I'm just hanging out. Eating my chicken. That's cold. Yeah, my streams are just completely random. I don't follow a routine, schedule, script, anything. I mean, your picture looks familiar. I'm assuming, but your name, did you change your name? You're the girl who, yeah. What is it? Dreamcatcher? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. But I think you changed your name. Or no, you changed your picture. Like when I seen the profile picture, you're the first person I thought of. But I don't want to be rude because of course there's millions of other Asian people. But maybe I just forgot, like, I didn't correlate the picture with the name. You had a different picture. Hmm. Yeah, the thing though is like Clink doesn't believe, so it's still a different conversation. You know, I'm not really trying to do the ASMR chewing thing. It just seems kind of rude. Kinda. But yeah, Sonny, if you get mad about stuff, then you must feel guilty about it. Like if I get mad about something, that must mean that I'm guilty, because why am I mad? Oh, that's not the only reason. That's why I'm semi-eating off camera too. So like I'll go down here to eat. I won't like, you know, put the food up to my face. I figured you wanted to continue the conversation, but with me actually talking, not just typing. Your double pedal broke. Now you're using your friend's bass drum. Real double bass. That's crazy. So it's like breaking it, you probably felt devastated, but then you got an upgrade, right? So it like worked out. There is no condemnation. My phone's still plugged in. There's no condemnation for those in Jesus. I have no shame or guilt because I intend to be. See, so the latest video I uploaded, I only put a snippet from the actual video that I was like reacting to. But it's funny because the second half of that video, they were discussing jealousy. And it makes perfect sense for what they were saying. It's that Lion of Judah channel. And it was kind of like going towards my idea behind it, to where you even kind of admitted about being jealous about certain things. I wasn't trying to make you feel hopeless. I was trying to scare you into understanding the severity of your decision making. And the thing is, it shouldn't be about me. Because even if I was, let's say if I was intentionally trying to make you feel hopeless, would that excuse your sin? Like, let's say if you die, like, you said, fine, we're done, and then you died today. Would that give, like, you a pass? Would God be like, yeah, well, Ryan, he made you upset because he was telling you where you're going to end up if you keep doing this stuff. But because he made you upset, I'm going to just forget all that, and you're going to be welcomed into the pearly gates. No, it's like me saying, 5 years maybe. I was really just having like I was projecting my own self into you as far as the way I feel about things. And to be honest, like I even said, 5 years is being polite. And it's just because of all the problems that you're going through, your mania, your bipolar, your emotional issues, all this stuff, right, that you go through. And you're just so quick to just give it all, like you're just so quick to give it up in the moment for some type of feeling, for some pleasure, for whatever. And yeah, I'm not a girl, but I've been with my fair share of girls, and I've also been around like, 3 sisters, really 4 sisters, but I only met the youngest one once. But anyway, it's like, if that's kind of like reverse sexism. And I only say reverse because like usually when people say sexist, they're implying that the man is, saying something wrong about the female. Either way, it's sexism regardless. But it's kind of sexist to say You know, you don't understand girls, or, girls' minds are different. But at the end of the day, we all suffer with sin, regardless of our gender. So I don't need to understand the way the female psyche works, but I do understand the way human psyche works. So it goes on both spectrums, because we share, and not just me and you, but guys and girls share temptation, lust, emptiness. There's a wide array of emotions that both genders feel. Now, the thing is, it's not just gender oriented, because there's different levels to it. Think about it. You see women go to the gym, take steroids, work out. They're the bullies. They're the ones snapping. They're the ones who you can call them any name in the book and they're not going to wah, wah, wah. Right? And then there are some guys who, there's different types of emotional like behavior, but it's like some people just keep it on the inside. It's like they think about how they were affected by a certain word or action, but it's about how you as a person react to it, publicly, privately, whatever. But it seems like you'd be the type that would, at the wrong place at the wrong time, act the same way you would in a private environment. And that's just not healthy to do. Yeah, you might say it's being fake, but it's not that. It's just like it doesn't serve any purpose other than them just hearing you. But most people don't care. But you don't take into account that I've acted out after trauma happens in my life, not just to feel good. PTSD is not just nightmares for me, though I suffer from them as well. I appreciate that you care. Take into account that you've acted after trauma. That's different though. And it's different because like that's the cause and effect. Because I just went through a traumatic experience, the effect is something irrational or something unpredictable. But it's like, it could be something that's not traumatic. It's just something that you don't like. Or if you feel like, it's personal. Oh, he's personally attacking me. You just act in ways that people just like, and I know you could say that's opinion. That's opinion. That's opinion. Sure. But again, it's vibes. Like, I'm not vibing with it. And and it's like, if it's that offensive or if it's that upsetting, then why put yourself in that situation? Why is it worth putting yourself in that, regardless of having love for somebody or this and that? It's because that's the problem with revealing too much about yourself. Then people can use it as ammo, or people can use it as a way to see through the cracks of your excuses, because you say that you thrive in chaos. So it makes me not take, I can't take you serious for a lot of things. And it's just a lot of stuff you've said over the year and just different things. And it's not like I tested you, but it's like once the reaction came out, my mind automatically jumped in a pocket or in a category that fits the way my mind works and how I see people. It might not be traumatic to you, but you haven't experienced the abuse. The thing is if me saying that but here's the thing. Your date night, right? Was there any traumatic experience during your date night? No, right? So I bring that up and then I correlate that with, well, if you continue to do this, then it might take you like 5 years or more to change. But you got mad about that. But where's the trauma when it comes to that? But that's when you could say, well, it was something different that got me to think about that. So it's kind of like it's bending. You not taking me seriously and you say that a lot, misogynistic. It's not. I mean, it could be for anybody. I don't take myself serious. So am I self-misogynistic? Like you have too many labels for things. See, I don't do things really based on labels. I do things based on results. It's all about results. I don't need a label. I don't need, and I'm not saying like, I don't care if people label me. I'm just pointing out that you label a lot. There's no point. There's no reason to label people, you know, because I could say, well, my opinion is I'm not misogynistic. So who's right? So instead of that, I'll just spill out the specific situation or experience that I can only perceive because you could have lied about the whole thing. Like, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to take your word at face value. So it's like when, you know, when I read the message, oh, you're going out for a horror movie date night. For number one, my brain's like, okay, well, people of Christ, I'm sure he doesn't want us to watch horror movies. Number one. So then I like, my mind expands. It's like, oh, okay. And then the second thing, date. Okay, so she's, and again, I know that you're not gender specific when it comes to preference, but I assumed it was a guy because generally a girl, even if a girl wants to ask another girl out on a date, I don't think the first thing on her mind is to watch a horror movie. So definitely a guy. It just seems like something a guy and a girl would do. So I'm like, okay, well, you're going to be with somebody and it's a date. So then I jump into the other person's mind, even though I don't know anything about the person. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure which party spawned the idea of the date. I assume it probably wasn't even regarding a movie at first. It was just, hey, let's hang out. Okay, what do you want to do? Hey, we can watch a movie. Okay, what kind of movies do you like? Okay, horror movies, fine. That's the catalyst. You like to use that word. That's the catalyst to the meeting up point. And all this stuff is tweaking through my mind as I'm reading one sentence, right? And it's like, okay, well, based on things I know about Sunny and based on things I know about men, see, I don't just nitpick on females. I explain things in a conventional way that pertains to all parties involved. So on the guy side, he's like, okay, I'm going to get myself some tonight. He doesn't care about the movie. He cares about the after party, if you want to call it that. So I already knew, right? I already knew. And the thing is, it doesn't affect me. But what does affect me is if you're claiming to wanting to be a certain way or that you want to, you know, evolve or get closer to God or that you look up to me for certain things. Well, in a sense, it's kind of like not throwing it in my face per se, but all right, it's just like if I trained somebody when I was a trainer, right? I would train people and I would have a lot of passion in it. So that's like me training somebody for a day or two, maybe even a week. They're getting the results. And then they're like, you know what? I miss my cake. I miss my Twinkies. I miss my Oreo cookies. I miss my fast food. I miss my pop, sugar. I miss it, miss it, miss it. So it's like they go and they indulge, and then they indulge every single day. Our next training session comes, and it's like, okay, there's something off. You look more pudgy. Because that's the thing, like water weight can hit you quick, you know? The point I'm trying to make is it's like I did all that training. I did all that talking. You made it seem like this. You made it seem like that, right? Just to throw it out the window. And again, that's why I said before, it's not about it affecting me. Because number one, we're not a couple. We're not husband and wife. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't see each other in real life. But it's just the time investment that I'm placing. And I get it. I know that it's a process. But that's why I said, okay, well, it's probably going to take you many years to figure it out. Because again, I put it in my shoes. Because think about it. I already said it. I already messaged it. If you were 20 and you were doing the same stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe in 5 years. Now you're 25, so those 5 years went past, and you're still in that same boat. Sure, you're getting better, but see, people that try to find God at the 11th hour die at 10:30 in a lot of cases. You have to change now. Especially with everything going on in the world. So me saying that is to get you to wake up. It's to get you to understand, that, hey, if you don't start changing your habits sooner, you didn't have to explain to me the point of the meetup. The point is that you literally put in the chat what the meetup was gonna, but not even everything. Just, hey, like, and that's the thing. You didn't even put that. You didn't put like, oh, well, it's a horror movie date night followed by, fornication after. No, you omitted that. But you didn't have to say it for me to know. I just knew. I knew. Grab this phone. Hold on. I knew. So it's with that instability that turns me off by a lot of things. And it wasn't just this. It's other stuff that you've told me. And it just seems like you're going to keep putting yourself in these perpetual patterns. Yeah, because that would be a stumbling block to others. No, it wouldn't. In fact, you omitted it so people couldn't tell you not to do it. And even for you even typing that just now already kind of shows that subconsciously your mind was already there. Yeah, because that would be a stumbling block. That literally implies that you already knew what you were setting yourself up for simply by going. That was on your mind, right? Trust me. Look, if I put in the chat or right now, if I say, okay, look, I'm going to invite Sunny over, right? Now, people that hear our conversations, people that kind of understand what's going on, they're automatically going to think. So that's a stumbling block without even telling them. By you simply saying you're going to go out on a date with somebody, and it's 2021, and you're younger, and my demographic of viewers, yeah, there's not a lot of people in the Discord, that's fine. The point is that the ones that are in there probably thought the same thing. But, of course, they're not going to say it. It's considered rude. Or, yeah, if the person's wrong, they don't want to look stupid. Right? And that's not why I didn't say it, but I didn't care to say it because, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't. Like, it really doesn't. Only, well, like I said, like the whole fitness thing, it's like, yeah, if they stuff their face, okay, call them a turn off. What's that matter if we're not a couple? The reason why it matters is because it makes me feel like it's a waste of time to even talk about accelerating, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall, right? Because there's no evidence of change. Because then even when I say stuff like, okay, it's going to take you 5 years, you get in super like attack mode or defense mode. So it kind of makes me not want to bother trying to discuss. Like, that's what makes it different between us compared to the other viewers. Like even Clink. Clink's already a non-believer. So I'm not going to, and she's a girl, right? But I'm not going to talk to her in the same way that I would talk to a fellow believer. Does that make sense? But because you're living like how Clink would live, you've been able to convince me about, sure, I guess, but I don't want every conversation to be like about the birds and the bees or about, why you shouldn't link up. Because you're a woman, you're 25 years old, you're an adult. I'm not your father. It shouldn't be my place to do it, especially when you're not going to listen anyway. Just like other people I talk to. I'm not going to mention names, but family members, the same thing, to where I'm just like, there's no point. It's like I need to focus my attention maybe on somebody who wants to train. So I'm gonna keep it in the whole training aspect so it makes sense. It's like, okay, well, you don't want to continue your journey. I understand slipping up, but some people, they will endlessly slip up. Endlessly. So, and the Bible talks about like stuff like that, about like cutting people off, for certain things. The reason why I don't necessarily do that is because that would make me hypocritical because I'm not qualified to be like, a pastor in a church. In fact, a lot of these pastors that are in the churches and stuff aren't qualified, but they're doing it anyway. But I'm humble enough to admit that it would be really detrimental to all the people sitting in their seats listening to me talk in a church-like setting, not online, but I mean like if Pastor Ryan reacts, it doesn't work. Because I'll be the first one to stand up there and be like, yeah, I stared at that girl's butt at the gym today. You see what I mean? Like, it's just not. But the idea isn't to hide it, though. It's just I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm just as guilty in a lot of ways. The difference, though, is it's like I'm not going to entertain it with another person to get them to stumble in that way. You see what I mean? So, like, by you didn't just sin by yourself, but you, like you said, two to tango. You involved yourself helping someone else to sin. I'm not used to caring about disappointing people. Okay. So all I can do is ask you for grace. Why? It's not me though. Like, see, don't ask me. My opinion doesn't matter. You're putting me on it's like I'm one of your idols. It's not me. Because Jesus forgiven me for that date. Maybe. The issue is you're going to keep having more and more and more and more and more and more. I might as well just screw everybody, right? All right, I screw this girl, he forgave me. I screw this girl, he forgave me. I'm going to screw this girl. It's like I have them lined up, forgive me. Like, it's... No, I consider you a mentor. Well, then I'm doing a bad job because you ain't listening. I don't want to be like, listen, I'm the third. So like, see, Jesus is the mediator between man and the Father, right? I'll never put myself in a category to even be remotely close to saying anything in that regard. But think about me as somebody who's trying to get you to the mediator. It's not me trying to get you to the Father. It's me trying to get myself saved, but it's also me trying to influence other people to want to get closer to Christ, to get to the Father. That's what I'm trying to do. I can't save people. I'd be a liar and a hypocrite if I said that. I can't. So don't give me any credit at all. It's just I'm utilizing my time that God has granted me to at least put in some type of effort for people to try to get people to change things. I am listening because of you. I'm not smoking anything or watching porn. Good. That's wonderful. See, and this is all right. So Clink. So I'm in a bad spot right now. My mom is showing me racist, and I like this black girl. See, it's weird how like your mom's racist, but she's not against same-sex like activity. See, and the thing is, it's like depending on your age. I mean, you should. I'm not going to give you any advice to help you out in that regard. But what I'll say is, it's like if you want to make your own decisions, then you got to make your own decisions without your parents' approval for things. That's what I'll say. Because, like, yes, honor your parents, but if you're not living with your parents, then it's like you're your own person. But at the same time, I can't really credit your mom for that. Not be like, see, me being mixed, whatever, you would think that I'd be like more upset that she's racist. No, it's like I'm more upset that she is approving of the same-sex sexual activity. You see how that goes? But at the same time, it's none of my business on either way. But it's like, it's not going to get any like ruse out of me or whatever the word is. And of course, you being Korean, it's like if I don't know it, me understanding English a lot, you definitely wouldn't know it. Like, you're not like the bad spot doesn't like you're more in a bad spot for liking the same gender exclusively than it is because of how your mom's feeling is about certain things. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. Sorry if that's offensive. I'm just telling you the way it is. You know, actually, I'm not sorry that it's offensive. I'm sorry that you're offended by it. But I'm not, it's like sorry, not sorry. Wait. Oh, my bad. Brainwashed. Saw my ex from a year ago with another man. I laughed so hard. Huh. The thing is, okay, the reason why, because I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking, not because you've seen her, but because you've seen who she was with, and you're comparing yourself to that person. Now, this is the reason for that. Not the reason why you're comparing, but the reason why you thought it was funny. And not even just that, but also the reason why she's with somebody that you would consider inferior to you. The reason why is because she's a control freak, and that person that you've seen her with isn't the only person that she's talking to and seeing, and most likely sleeping with as well. But he's involved with her life because she can control him. She can get things from him. That's pretty much it. But he's not exclusive. I don't know why it bothers you. It's not it don't it's hard to explain. It's flesh level, I don't care. In fact, my flesh is like I want everyone to worship me, right? I want everyone to idolize me. You know, I want them lined up, you know. I want to look down and then they're all like, you know, that's my flesh. But my spirit's like, it bothers me because it's like you're putting me above Christ himself because you're looking for my approval. But my approval isn't anything because I'm only explaining things in ways that maybe Christ is feeling like you should or shouldn't do. So go to him. Leave me out of it. Feel super dizzy. Yeah, because the truth is giving you them dizzy spells. And I'm not going to comment on the whole buy stuff or whatever. You're not what? Hmm. So you want something for not sinning. You want something for things you shouldn't be doing in the first place. Seems legit. You shouldn't want romance from me. You shouldn't. But at the same time, so you already threw some hints. Number one, you tried to find ways to justify polygamy. And number two, you're going on dates with people. Where's the romance there? You see what I mean? That's like me saying, "Oh, I want romance from you, Sonny," and then like Jessica or Caitlyn or whatever girl, like I'm hanging out with her, or she's living with me. She's in her room right now. I told her not to make any noise because I'm streaming. Like, you see what I mean? It's like, how would you feel? I'm in school right now, so gotta go. All right, Clink. Appreciate you coming in as always. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you. And I guess, yeah, let me know how it goes with your mom and stuff like that. But Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting having these conversations because if you don't believe, then you're just going to be left disappointed with my responses every single day. Of course, my flesh wants it. Should put like the space bar and hit enter. I'm just saying, take me opening up about weakness and just roll with it. About putting it in context. I don't need context. You shouldn't have went on the date. Period. You know, one of the funniest thing I ever heard from like a girl was actually that girl that the first girl I was with. She was like, I had to see this guy just to figure out, how I really feel, how I feel about you, and put things in different perspectives. I'm like, shut the f up, like go f yourself, like you effing effer, you know. It's like that's a load of crap. You just wanted to be with somebody else. That's what that is. And that's like me saying, well, because I was cheated on, that made me cheat on the next person I was with. You know? Well, if I was never cheated on, I wouldn't have cheated. But I figure everyone's cheating, so I didn't want to miss out. It's a load of crap. It's selfish. You know what she had her nerve to say to me too, because I messaged her like last year. Not even for anything other than like, hey, it's been like 15 years. How's your life? Oh well, we got divorced. He cheated on me. You see the irony? No, no, not concerning that. I'm talking about a dynamic not being relevant to my spiritual advancements because I'm not getting that stuff, so you can't say it is. It's that. I don't know. I really don't know how to respond. All I can say is if you die in your sins, you are going to hell. If I die in my sins, I am going to hell. So I am trying my semi hardest to not do certain things. And if that means keeping myself in these four walls away from people so I don't give in, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do because this little bit of years on this earth is not worth those 10, 15 minutes, 40 minutes, however long of fun, you know? Not worth it. Yes, I do have a lot of chicken on this freaking plate, so I can eat for hours. Although I should get a water. Got a bit of smoothie left in here too, but whatever. As I promise you, if we got together, a lot of people are dwelling in the sin right now, and my state is, of course, 100%, 100%. There's, you know how much sex is happening on the planet right now that's considered sin? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Oh, you said in your state. I missed that. I meant in the world. I like half read stuff and then like autofill stuff in my head. Oh, because people are rioting and looting and stuff like that because of like all the floods or whatever, all the storms. There you go. There's your ASMR for tonight. You know, you probably heard me chewing besides that, but that was like the grand finale. I mean, premeditative sin is the worst sin because it's kind of like it's like Christ being on the cross, hanging there, bloody, beaten, alive, staring you down while you're literally walking into sin, like walking to the person's house. You walked past him. See, because your mind's already like, you have a set path, and Christ is like in your peripheral vision, and you're just going right past. That's the vision I get when I think of premeditated sin. It's not even like in the moment or an accidental. You didn't finish your sentence. You were saying you guarantee if it. Oh, you want me to finish that? Yeah, I guarantee if we were a couple, I guarantee that you would. I wouldn't be, well, definitely not your first, but not your last either. 100%, like 1,000%. It's just how it is, you know. You'd be sneaking around. Don't say no, I wouldn't, because you even said like you feel like people only choose not to cheat if they don't get the chance to. Like I remember things you say. I don't understand the appeal of food ASMR. I don't understand the appeal of ASMR in general. You know, I just title my stuff like that as like a meme. I really don't. I'm not gonna have an ASMR driven channel. This is just the few people that come in here to listen to me bull crap. It's just funny. Like even mukbangs. For how much chicken on this plate, this could be a mukbang, but you don't see the food and you don't see me really eating it. A lot of things on YouTube, I don't understand the appeal. I feel like is has a sexual connotation. I mean that, but that wasn't ASMR. That's just the natural sound effects storing. You know what? But people aren't moaning like on freaking YouTube videos. I mean, it's not like a popular thing because it's like weird. You don't have any food but grapes. Interesting. Your phone died, so you missed the last minute. I wasn't thinking about Twitch. I mean, they got hot tub streams and weird, stupid stuff. But I didn't even cheat on Josh while he was physically and emotionally abusing him. So what makes you think I would? You might not think it was cheating, but you weren't. See, there's different levels, and there's also different expectations. I'm extremely picky. I don't care how messy my house is. I don't care if I go to the gym wearing two different socks. I don't do that, but I'm just saying, like, that would be something I don't care about. But when it comes to like feeling exclusive, it's like you're just saying that because when I'm not on any medicine or bipolar, I'm hypersexual. No, it's not even because of that. It's because it's like you, it's not just you. It is majority of women, but like women, they always need side B's, side C's, backups. They're always talking to they're always talking to somebody. Like sheesh. They always need friends, friends, friends. Like 100%. They always need it. Always. It's a lose-lose situation. Oh, he doesn't let you have friends? It's like people, they'll find validation from other people because of things that they don't like. He has trust issues. He doesn't trust you. And then it's going to inevitably do the same, like the very thing that a person's worried about. Yes, exactly. Friends in quotations. Friends. I'm not playing that. I'm not. I could be single for the rest of my life and be cool with that. So I don't, because then I can watch other people's relationships crumble. I ain't church people. I'm me. I don't care what church people have. That's on them. And church people cheat. Pastors are screwing little kids. Mainly priests, but you get the point. I wasn't looking. You might not even look for it. It might just happen because people care about the opinion of their friends. Yeah, well, Sonny, did it work out? Are you with them happily ever after? You see what I mean? Like, in the end, it just doesn't work. The saying that I'm sticking with, what's your opinion on incels? Yes, but see, you're right. And some people have different standards, like you said. That's fine. But if you look at the context, I was literally, look at all this food in my hand. I was literally expressing me because you even said, what do you mean when you said, and then, we cut off to something different. It was about me. So I'm not thinking about other people's standards. Although I said it, but I said it for a reason. My standards are way up here. Period. If Josh or whoever else in your life is cool with that, every relationship is different. I wouldn't expect you to stay if I started talking to bingo. So instead of me having this option of staying, I'm never going to show up. I'm never going to start. I'm never going to go. There's not going to be me staying because I'm not going to be there in the first place. I can't stay at a club that I never even attended because I never went to it to stay in the first place. Period. So my opinion on incels, I have a flesh side and a spirit side when it comes to any opinion, just so you know. If it's an incel that's been an incel his entire existence, then he has it better than a lot of people. Why? Because no one's ever gave him a chance. He doesn't have any soul ties attached. No risk of an STD, no risk of unwanted pregnancy. Boom. Right. And I guess just being a virgin in general. My flesh side is saying that guy's a loser. He can't get any. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants him. There's something wrong with him. But even my flesh side still is compassionate enough to not really care because number one, they're not me. And number two, if they're being labeled an incel, if they self-label themselves, or if they at least, to the very least, acknowledge people considering them incels, then they feel like it's a problem, but they should know that it's actually dodging bullets. So it shouldn't really be considered a bad thing. Now, when somebody calls somebody an incel, the person that's calling the person that is simply somebody that you shouldn't want to associate with anyway because they're being mean, I guess you could say. Because they are throwing out people's business or they're just simply saying things to just be rude. I mean, I know incels, but the thing is I would never call them that. I mean, I guess the better question would be, because you asked, what's my opinion on incels? Give me context as to what you're pertaining to when it comes to that term. I don't like the ones who endorse violence, but otherwise, I don't care as long as it isn't destigmatized because they themselves, or because they self-loathe and are. You keep saying misogyny, you love that word. There are radicals and non-radicals in every subculture. See, I really don't label. Like, I really don't. I used to label, but I realize labeling is silly because people have differences when it comes to different things. Even if, like, there could be twin brothers or twin sisters. You can label them as, like, let's say if they both had, like, snake bites, gauges, and scene hair, and it was dyed, right? I could say, oh, they're both emos, or they're both scene people, or they're both goths, or whatever term, right? But maybe their style is similar, but they have completely different taste in music, or taste in movies, or taste. Even though they're twins and they look the same, they might have different interests. You see what I mean? Maybe one likes Trump, maybe one likes Biden, maybe, you know, different political backgrounds. So that's why I don't label. I don't label. It doesn't mean I don't judge. I judge, I just don't label. There's a difference. Because we all judge. It's not like a label. It's just, again, it's results. It's just results. Labels are convenient because they help people understand someone's. No, it's actually more confusing because 9 times out of 10, the label is incorrect. Or it's just, that's not the only thing about that person. So you would need to have like 50 different labels per person then. Like, well, she's gay. She's weird. She's misogynistic. She's a feminist. She like, and then those can break into sub things. I don't mind people labeling me. No, I don't. Listen, I don't care about being labeled. I just don't care about labels. I don't use labels. I've been given chances before. Secondly, I'm not. What? Because people have chose me. But it's just my sanity to not go far as. Are you considering yourself an incel? Is this what I'm understanding? Because you're putting it in first person. And that's not true. That's like look. I used to run marathons, but am I a marathon runner now? Just because you used to doesn't mean you still. Back in my day in 1964, we had to walk in the snow 10 miles there and back, and it was uphill both times to get to school. It doesn't matter how your past was. You can go from a Chad to an incel overnight if something drastic happens. So it's not about you've been given chances before. You've thought about yourself as an incel before in the past. Okay. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. I'm not reducing someone to their labels anyway. I know everyone is complex, it could change. But if someone makes a habit of making misogyny, here we go. I need to look up everything about this word because since you say it a lot, I need to study it. I need to study it so I can call you out completely. Like misogynistic examples. See, MG Toe isn't a hatred towards women. It's a hatred towards being with women. There's a difference. It's a hatred towards certain traits. Because there could be women go their own way. The problem is there never is, right? Women always got to be with somebody. Definitely studying. So even if we just look up not even misogynistic, but just misogynist, a person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women. Okay, now let's look up prejudiced specifically. Having or showing a dislike or distrust that is derived from prejudice, bigoted, biased, discriminatory, one-sided. Okay, this is how I know I'm not a misogynist. Here's how. Because a lot of the things that I say, it's not gender specific. It could be on both sides of the spectrum. Now, the reason why it might seem that way is because I'm not gay. And because I'm not gay, I tend to lead towards my first person perspective of like my interaction, association, relational status with, well, you guessed it, women, because I'm not gay. Now, let's say if I was bi, I would have the same type of conversations, but I would also include men because then it would go in that direction as well. So, like a person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women. Now, what's the definition of that? But change the word women to human. Let me see. Is there homogenist? Is there? No, there isn't. So we need to find a word. Let me just Google, instead of women, I'll just put people. Misandrist. Really? Misandrist? No, that's a person who hates men. Misanthrope? Misanthrope? Is this the one? Okay. Here you go. There. Now you can't say misogynistic anymore. Misanthrope. There. Sorry. Figured it out. Misanthrope. Uh-huh. See, that studying paid off. Figured out what I am. I don't like people. It literally says a person who dislikes humankind and avoids human society. You lose. It's bad. I don't care. I would change it if if every single person around me changed. I wouldn't have this misanthropy, misanthropy. It's so weird pronouncing some of these words. But I will say this, I don't hate anybody though. I love everybody, but there's the dislike, distrust, or contempt of the human species. Oh, what's up, Moab? What did you? I think you should participate. What? No. Listen, even in my tip top shape of my life 5 years ago, 6 years ago, no. Dude, I ran. I didn't like, I wasn't doing thousands of push ups and, jumping over stuff. No. And I ran distance. I didn't run track. I didn't sprint. No. So I think women don't have a problem with being single, but men needs. You're weird. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry, you're not weird because now it makes sense. Define single. Girls hook up all the time and they still consider themselves single. That's the bullcrap. I can't stand that. Like I'm telling you, I go to Facebook and look at girls' profiles. It says single, but then they got pictures, kissing guys and all this stuff, multiple different ones, and they're going out on dates, but they're still single. They're still single. Screw that. That's interesting. I think third wave feminists don't, but I still dream of being dependent. No, don't be dependent to a man. Notice how I just said dependent, not submissive. Don't be dependent on a man. Period. You know what my downfall was for most of my life? True story. For most of my life, I was dependent on a woman. I'll say it again. I was dependent on a woman. Or women in general. My life got so much better when I stopped depending on women. People. Yeah, but you don't take into account that they don't choose to be single. The guys are the ones being flaky and not wifing them up. Yeah, because they're gonna cheat. They're gonna freaking, hey, let's do a prenup. So you can't take half my stuff or all my stuff whenever things don't work out. And then I'm paying out the butt for you and your new boyfriend. See, because men are starting to wake up. They're like, why? Why go through all this hell? Why go through all this stupidity? Waking up to this every freaking morning. This fights and this arguments and shut the heck up. And also, God say, if you have the money and the health and everything you need to marry, and you don't want to marry, will be. That's not true. That's not true. KJV to stay single. No, it's not. It's my experience. It's my experience. And it's also every friend that I've had in my entire life. And yes, I've had friends in the past, acquaintances. They're not with the same person that they were with at one point. They just were stringing through so many people. We are supposed to always hope. I can hope all day. I can hope that I sprout wings and fly. I can hope and hope and hope and hope and hope. It's not going to happen. You accuse women will cheat instead of taking it on. Like I said, people I've known in my life, they've been through case by case by case. They have a whole entire freaking a eulogy of all the times they've been cheated on. And it's not prejudice because men cheat too. So you assume people will cheat. Okay, people can have experience. That doesn't mean that's always going to be. More than not, it is. See, you keep twisting it into this whole woman thing. It's literally people. I've cheated before. I've been cheated on before. My friends have cheated. My friends have been cheated on. My acquaintances, my coworkers, people I've trained, my like the students around me, my peers. But yeah, I believe most incels have never had a true relationship before. Doesn't matter how long or if it was just short distance or long distance. It's just simply orca ostracized men. You know what though? I don't think incels even exist. What I think is see, the ones who are considered incels only go for the girls who won't want to sleep with them. But literally, there is a girl out there that will sleep with you. Literally. You might not want her. But it doesn't make you an incel. It just means you don't want that person. Okay, but you shouldn't advise people to not marry. I didn't advise nobody to not marry. Sorry, that's a I hate when people do that. That's a double negative. I didn't advise nobody to not. I didn't advise anybody to not marry. I never did that. I'm saying that for me, I should have never married. Number 1, and for 2, many people that are married are the ones that you see complaining that now he's paying all this alimony for her and her new boyfriend. It's a joke. Don't put these numbers because your 8 might be my 2. See how it goes? This isn't a freaking Scoville test where if I eat a freaking habanero and it's like a 5 to me, but it's like a 20 to you. Sonny, your mind goes in certain areas. No matter what's said, you filter it, you perceive it in certain ways that isn't even like, but it's your opinion. You see what I mean? It's just like, I think you're bored and you don't know what to do in your life, but you know you want something, and it's like you think one day magically you're gonna get it from me, or you're gonna get it on this side of the pond or something. Now I'm not saying she was ugly. I'm just saying, like, just don't say a number. Just say like the highest rated woman in my eyes I got, you're saying was an 8, and you put I can got. I mean I can get. And what do you mean by can? So have you done something with this person? It's like people choose to be an incel because you could find a lot of zeros and ones, I'm telling you. But don't, because it's silly. Just wait. It's better to wait. It's better to wait because then you're not going to have to jump through all these hoops and deal with bullcrap until you do. I'm not like, see, Sonny's saying I'm saying don't get married. I'm not saying that, but be smart. If I'd have took my own advice now, I never would have got married in the first place. Okay, Sonny. I don't think I'm going to get anything from you because you already made it clear that you don't want to risk my drama. I don't want to risk anybody's drama. I don't want to risk my own drama. I can get a relationship out of them. See, I think the biggest, I just don't choose to because of the chaos it brings. There you go. There you go. Because I was going to say, like, I don't. All right, here's an example. It's like if somebody's saying, like, I'm going to go fishing. See, they don't really have a particular, like, motive other than they want to fish. They didn't say, I want to go catch fish. They said, I want to go fishing. So they want an experience. They want to go somewhere. And yeah, maybe their mind is thinking like that they want to catch a fish. But more importantly, they're not even saying, I'm going to go catch salmon. So they're not even specifically putting like a goal out there publicly for what they want to do for their goal for fishing. They just want to fish. They want to enjoy the experience. So for the context of what we're talking about, I can get a relationship out of them. It makes me think that you're thinking about having a relationship with somebody, whether it's that 8 or whatever. No, you need to backtrack in your life and not even have that focus. Be like, okay, puff your chest out, get your shoulders in place, and be like, I'm going to be a better person today. And because of that, somebody might notice that and want to be with me. So you're not like just seeking out a relationship, but you're seeking out being a better person. And then if that comes along as a bonus or if it's included, then it's better than just not bettering yourself, but then trying to seek a relationship based on your current position in life. Marriage is for the strong and civilized. Sure. That's fine, but take responsibility of your cowardice if you lead them on. I don't lead people on. I don't lead people on. Sometimes positions change. Sometimes feelings change. But I said it directly how I felt. Like directly. I didn't beat around the bush. Blah, blah, blah. You're not peacocking? I never even heard of that. I just try to be myself. Yeah, you might just try to be yourself, but like another thing about fishing, it's like you'll notice more girls will be attracted to you when you don't go looking for them. It's like the less you look, the more that they like sense that. It's a true story. Like when I was younger, I would just talk to everybody. I would add everybody on like MySpace. Hey, you want to do this? You want to do that? Blah blah blah. How about your friend? How about your sister? How about your mom? You want to hang out? Blah blah blah. And then it's like that's a turn off. But then it's like once you just chill, be you, and then like not try to like sniff out stuff, not try to fish, they're just gonna draw to you. It's I'm not even gonna say it's weird how it works. I get why it works. I get it. I get the dynamics of how relationships work. And most of them don't work. Period. So the standard I live by is if it doesn't start well, it's not going to end well. And I can give plenty of real world examples that I've been through and that other people have been through to explain what that means or what I mean by that. First impressions are important, but then that's all they're going to see is the version that you showed. Make the first impression honest so they know what they're getting themselves into. It makes it so much easier than like making a move that you shouldn't have made if you would have known what the deal breaker was early. So any girl I talk to or any girl that talks to me, I just throw it out there. That way it's like, wow, okay, well they actually still approve of me even though I said all this crazy stuff. Okay. And then even then I'm going to second guess it. Like, okay, what do they really want? We just had That's not what it was. We just had intense sexual chemistry in the beginning. And you decided you didn't want to put up with my dream. That's not even what it was because your drama didn't come out until after all that. That's not what it was. What it was is I felt guilty about it and I decided to not meet up in person to do it. That's honestly what it was. It has nothing to do because listen, see, the world should be thankful for how I am because if I was the way I think, if I actually did what I thought, people would be so scared to be with other people because I have the mind of a manipulator. Like it's there. So your drama wouldn't affect me because we would have just did it and then I would have brushed you off. Think about that clearly because I don't have to put up with stuff. I don't have to. I choose to. So it's not the drama, which again didn't happen until after anyway. But it's like, I don't want to be that guy, you know, where I just only pretend to care or, shrug my feelings about things I don't like about them to the side just so I could, get in her pants or be with her. I'm not that person anymore. And Sonny, let's be real. How am I going to put this? It seems like you wouldn't care either way. If we did the deed right. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm done. It's like I could come back anytime. Anytime. So I wouldn't have to pretend at that point. It's just like, it's essentially just making booty calls. Like, oh, right, I'm slow. 4D chess. People should really cherish me for that reason. Because again, I could really screw up the entire game. Because I know how to manipulate anyone for anything. Anything. I might have to like make alternative accounts and pose as other people. The point is if I put my mind to it specifically, I can make anything happen. I know it sounds arrogant, it sounds egotistical. No, I'm persistent and patient as heck if I want to prove a point. I will pay any amount of money, and if I can't get that money, I'll find someone with it because I'll manipulate them. I'll jump through every hoop and go through every puzzle piece, through each person until I get it. Even if I don't get anything out of it, but just to say I did it. People should be thankful that I'm not like that. It's up here, but I don't use it for evil. I don't do it. I just sit back and chill and just do my thing. It's the same room. I'm here, same house. Well, besides when I was living with my sisters. But even, I never let someone just booty call me. I don't believe that. I guarantee, listen, and you'll say no to prove a point. I'm telling you. It's like, yeah, I'm about to pick you up. That's the call. 100%. Like, it's just, that's literally. But I'm not going to do that. I'm telling you, you would, like, you'd be pregnant 17 times by now. I'm telling you. See, there needs to be more people like me that, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, there's majority of men would just sleep with anybody who gives them the time of day. Period. Whereas with me, even if I only had one option, I would still say no and be cool with that. Even if, like, well, because I turned that person down, I can never have sex again in my life. Fine, so be it. But then there's people that, like, even that I know, and it's like, man, you know, you should hit that. And I don't mean you, but just any person I've talked to, like, come on, dude. Like, I'd be banging that. How about you give me her number then? You won't do it, I'll do it. Like, come on, man. Like, are you crazy? I love it. I love being able to not be like most people. I love it. It shows dedication, it shows willpower, it shows respect in a lot of ways. It shows that I don't have to live like the masses. It's wonderful. It's a feeling that, like, cuz it makes me feel more like more alive. I feel alive because, like, if everyone is so driven on their own impulses and it's a majority of people, then they're in the same bracket. And I don't want to be in their bracket. I don't want to be just like them because they're controlled. I know most men will take advantage, and it's up to the woman to. It depends on what the woman wants out of it. Like my buddy, I'm not going to mention a name, but he was with a girl. He slept with her. Whatever. It was like in a different part of the world. That's all I can say. He had to come back home, but he knew that he probably was never going to go back to that place ever again in his life, but he kept in contact with her. And she has like this agency and like a manager. But in order for her to get up in the ranks, she ended up telling, the guy, like, yeah, like, I gotta sleep with this guy. Like, I don't want to though. I'm not gonna sleep with him. But then the guy who, my buddy was like, you're gonna have to sleep with him because then you can get in and it's gonna advance your career. You have to. Like, I know you don't want to. I know you don't like him. I know you just want to keep things professional. But think about how much it's gonna advance your career, the opportunities. You're gonna have them right where you want them. And she did it, right? She did it. Oh, of course, I'm talking about women who care about being traditional. See, I don't know about all that because, like, you still try to find, like, loopholes or something to make it seem like polygamy is okay. There's my tongue twister. Polygamy. So you're trying to find ways to justify that. So I guarantee if you figured out a way to justify it, then you would say, well, it's okay. And, yeah. Yeah, it's foul, but that's what happens. What's more foul, though? Her doing it or him that's supposed to be on her side condoning it and advocating it and giving her the play-by-play? You see? I could see if she did it because of her own brain to where she wants to advance. But the guy you were just with telling you to do it to better her, but that's how much he cared about her. He cared about her enough to where he wanted her career to advance. So he gave her that idea. Like, that's some crazy stuff. And it's a true story. It's not bullcrap. It's true. Like, it's crazy. And that's what people do. I've already studied it and I don't think it's right. Oh, now you don't. I don't know, just 2 weeks ago. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Polygamy. So I'm trying to say it 5 times fast. I'm done. Polygamy. Yeah, see, I said it 3 times with a stutter. It is. Yeah. So if people are so, and this is someone that I consider a friend, right? Known for a long time. It makes me wonder what other thoughts go through people that I consider a certain way, and then it comes out later that they're that. Everybody wants to justify their sin, but I cared enough about not sinning to look into it more and not just use scripture in ways that make me feel good. Sure, but your date was last week. I'm not gonna let you live this down. As long as you come here to talk to me, or you know, because I like I kind of I felt like when you said you're done, I really felt like you were, to be honest. But then like you came back the same day. It's just like, okay, what is this? Like, what is it? I don't know. I need some more water. That. Take a 2-second break. You can enjoy the unblurriness of this room, although this chair is probably going to be the main center of focus. Actually, my waters are right here. Oh, you guys are lucky. Yeah, you can see the bottles on the floor over there. Although, no, I want to get a cold one. Yeah, chair's not in focus. Fat. What? Wait, hold on. So I'm reading everything like all crazy. I feel like what gets me in the door with talking to women is because I play an instrument. Yeah, that definitely works. That definitely works. What got me in the door was just pulling my shirt up, right? Yeah, good times back in the day. Then again, the girls I frequented were at the gym anyway, so they just seen how much of a beast I was on the treadmill. Even before that, just me working at the mall and stuff, just like I don't know. I'm not gonna get into contests, but here's my cold water. Both of them are responsible, but men that have power over women are more responsible. Oh yeah, I forgot about the white balance. Let's fix it. Super orange. Three, two, one, and we're back. It's the auto white balance. It's hard to drink like cold water super quick. I mean, it says in the Bible, if you don't forgive your brother. Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's not about, see, I'm not condemning you for it though. I'm just not going to let you live it down. But I'm not mad at you over it either. You're forgiven, right? But I'm still going to bring it up. Although you'll probably give me a reason to bring up something else in the future. That's what you need to be scared of. You should be happy if I only bring this up. Then again, you'll just simply choose not to tell me certain things. I get it. I mean, I'm not yelling at you over it. Again, it doesn't affect me. It's just like whenever you start throwing up different examples, I'm going to say, well, that's what you did, right? Which I know it sounds petty, but it's like you say all this stuff. That's like me. I'm telling you, that's literally like me just calling somebody to come over. After all this and what I'm saying, all this for all these months, and then I go and do that. How would you feel? That's why, like, these people preaching, next to a pulpit, they freaking do all this stuff for years, and then they come out like, yeah, having love affairs and this and that, snorting heroin, blah blah blah. It would just outrage people so bad. It would just make people angry. Just stop being so sexual. Just turn it off. I'll turn his computer off. Psychosec. I thought it was psychosocial. Unless they have two different songs. Not saying that's right to act on, just saying that's how my mind is. The mind is the first step to the action. Control the mind, you control the action. You have to like consciously choose to do it. Drink more water. It's so weird how I can like broadcast myself through a freaking lens, which will transmit through a freaking computer, through the freaking internet for you to see me. It's so weird. I'm not being sexual. I'm saying because I used to be like that. I don't care if you don't let me live it down. Don't say you used to. Until next time. I know it can sound rude because it seems like I'm prejudging or I already have this conclusion. There's methods to my madness. It's probably not going to work, but hopefully it does. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. See, like my ex would get mad at me because I'd be like, well, all right, yeah, come to the gym with me. You're just going to quit anyway, but yeah, come on. She would get so mad because then it happens that way where it's like, see, I told you. So then it's like the next person she's talking to or whatever, it's like she could say all that like he never was supportive. I'm like, you just never stuck with it. Like, sheesh, I was supportive, but you just kept quitting. Like, you didn't stick with it. But then it's like she can get that validation like, oh well, I'll always like have faith in you and all this. And I'm telling her like, look, that's just lines that are being fed to you to just, open you up. It's all bullcrap. That person doesn't care. So now I'm not supposed to have hope for myself. That's stupid. I don't want you to have hope for yourself. I want you to actually do it without it. Don't even think about the hope portion of it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it without like skip the thought. Just do it. Just do it. Oh, I hope one day I'll quit. No, just quit. I hope. It didn't get me to say, I hope one day I'm going to quit cigarettes. No, I just quit. Because I said I'm going to quit, and I quit, and it's been over 8 years. I quit. Well, I hope one day I'm going to quit cigarettes. That same thought process took energy. It's less energy to just not do it anymore because going to the store, energy, pulling out your card or cash, energy, asking for that box or carton or whatever, energy, hitting it, packing it, energy, taking the freaking plastic off, energy. Opening the box top, energy. Pulling it out, energy. Oh no, I forgot my lighter. Let's go back into the store, energy. Asking for the lighter, energy. Calculating which color of Bic you want, energy. Remembering you can't light it inside of the store, energy. Opening the door again, energy. Standing outside, energy. Lighting it, energy. Inhaling it, energy. See how much more energy it is? But if you simply just stopped, then you're not using any energy. You're just stopping. Ooh, but yeah, that's a prerequisite. Like you said, it begins in the mind. Everyone has to have hope to do it. No, you don't have to have hope. Look, there's no hope involved. Look. White balance. There's more energy in this white balance than there is of me having hope to drink this bottle. I just did it. I didn't need hope. There was no hope involved. I just did it. White balance again. I have hope in Jesus, so that compels me to not sin, but if I was not realistic, I wouldn't care. It doesn't compel you. When you were typing, like, here, listen to my keyboard. When you were typing that you were going on your date night, were you thinking of Jesus then? Were you thinking about Jesus when his arm was around you, sitting there at that screen? Were you thinking about it when you were getting undressed and him getting undressed? Were you thinking about Jesus then? No. Yes, there is. You hope that it would hydrate you. No, I'm not. I didn't even think about anything to do with what the water was going to do. I just drank it. Dang, this white balance. Like, I just drank it. Let's see if it'll see. It's not going to change. I have to, like, put something of similar for it to change. It's so weird. See how it's starting to come back. You wasted your water, bro. That could have been. Bro, I got another one. That wasn't even the cold one. I already drank the cold one. I got so, like, too many. I don't live in the past. That's your excuse. Because then, like, it's 11:50. Let's hurry up. Boom, boom, boom. We got the deed done. Okay, it's midnight. Now it's a new day. And I'm not even thinking about today either. I'm thinking about in 2 weeks when you go on your next date. That's what you need to change. You can't change your past, but you're going to premeditate your future with your next bit of sins. Period. You're just going to. No, I won't. Okay, we'll see. And then I'm the bad guy for being like, I told you so. Yeah, you just drank it today, but the first time you purposely chose to drink a bottle of water, that's what you hoped. I don't remember that. In fact, probably not, because technically if you drank out of a cup first, then you would still have that thought process for that. You wouldn't assume that because you're drinking out of a bottle it's going to change the hydration factor. I have an issue of living in the past. I know I shouldn't, but mine tends to wander. I think about the past all the time because I miss it. I miss the past. I miss being a kid. I miss having fun. I miss being asleep in this world. I miss not having responsibilities. I miss just being able to, like, enjoy even just random stuff. Jesus says it's okay to forgive myself and not dwell on my past sins. Let me see. Let's see. I'm not seeing that. All I see is about Christ forgiving, and I see about you forgiving others. I don't see anything about forgiving yourself at all. Nothing. Nothing. I miss when I wasn't actually exposed to how messed up the world actually is. Since I'm an adult, I can clearly see things for what they are. Yeah, it sucks because you feel like that's it. Like, it's the wake up call and you just want to go back to sleep and you're tired because it's like, it's annoying. Because it's like the world that you're in this, you're on the same globe, but you perceive it differently. So it feels like you're on a different globe. It sucks because you didn't know back then. So everything felt right or normal. Doesn't say, like, because honestly, I did read that Philippians 3:13. Out of all these verses, that's something that struck out to me or stuck out to me. But it doesn't say forgiving, it just says forgetting. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. Let's look up the definition apprehended. Arrest. I mean, obviously, but I thought maybe there'd be more. But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto. But let's read Philippians 3:14. Let's go to the next verse. Yeah, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. Why should you not forgive yourself? Again, it's not even about your past. Once God has forgiven you, that should be enough. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, because you could still appreciate him forgiving you, but you could still feel bad that you did it. You know? But not just that, but like, again, it's more than likely it's not going to be the last time you're going to do this. Period. We're all guilty of it. It's just like, after knowing all this stuff and then still choosing to do it, it's just like, it's mind boggling. But honestly, all it came down to was because I said, all it comes down to is like, because I said, you know, it might take you 5 years to change. That's like, so it's stemming back. Like, it's not going to be the last time I jump into another relationship. And that's the issue. The issue is the way you're wording it. So your mind's already going there. Don't just jump into another relationship. It's like you're already sounding like it's just up for failure. Like you're saying it so nonchalantly, like, you know, like you're not taking it serious. It's just you just want to be with somebody. He wants us to feel ashamed and hopeless so we don't think we are worthy of the Holy Spirit's gifts that allow us to be fruitful. That's true, but I feel like in certain ways you use it as a free pass to sin because you could just do it and then it's like, well, you know, blah, 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 whatever, you know, forgive my past. Just forgive it. These repetitive patterns fill in a void within all of us, whether it should be the complete opposite. Well, because the instant gratification is that for a reason. You fill in that void for a second and then it leaks. It goes out. And then you just spend your time trying to keeping it filled all the time, you know? It's like a car that you can only drive once per refill. So you drive it like you could stop in 30 miles or you could stop in 30 seconds. But each time you turn the car off, the tank empties and you have to like refill it. No matter if you're going all the way to a different state or if you're just going down the block. No, I don't. I know if I sin and die tonight without repenting, I'll go to hell. So, but you knew that day when you were making your plans, well, the odds of me dying tonight are like very slim. So, he'll just forgive me after. I'll just be forgiven after. And then you'll keep that same attitude the next time. Well, I didn't die last time I went to on a date. So this time it's going to be the same. I'm just going to do it cuz I want to fill some void, or I want to be with this person, or I want to feel good, I want to have sex. You know. And trust me, I used to have that attitude all the time. I'm using that to feel strong in the Lord. I'd say I never said I plan to sin because of that. You don't have to say it. It's just think about the time before that date. It didn't stop you. That time before didn't stop the last time. And I could say statistically, this time's not going to stop the next time. But if you just simply didn't have a next time, then that's wonderful, right? I get it's a struggle. I understand that. But that should make you want to fight harder to stop it. I'll be honest, I love the validation attention. It doesn't really depend on the person. Maybe it's because it wasn't often in the past. I know it's very narcissistic and I'm so ashamed. Now I get it. It seems like you've had your shots with women here and there, but it was too far in between. And when a girl gives you any type of like tickle or any type of like attention, you jump on it because you feel better because like you're going through something with somebody. It's like you feel like someone's attached or you feel that someone's giving you attention and you don't want to slip it by because you're not going to know the next time it's going to happen. So you just run with it. I understand that. I get it. And you're younger. I definitely get it. So yeah, you like the validation, you like the attention from another living, breathing body that's a girl and has body parts and you know, you can utilize your time and energy and stuff and get to know the person. It's like it's turning your mundane, bleak, repetitive lifestyle into something fresh, new, and exciting temporarily. Thank you, thank you. It was very hard to admit that. Oh man, it shouldn't be hard. I mean, if it was, it was, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. There, she saved you because I'm not giving no props or praise. I guess because I've been through stuff too, but that's not saying the woman doesn't like that either. The thing is that usually if she's the starter, then she's not gonna like it the same way because she's always gonna have attention. I don't care about validation, but I wanted that physical attention because my mom and dad don't give me that at all. Being touched, starved is no joke. It's kind of weird saying it's like because it sounds funny. It's like because my mommy didn't touch me, so I want someone to touch me. But I get what you're saying. It just sounds funny. Um, I don't know how to answer that. I really don't. Only because my current version of that is different than my past version of that. My past was just like, oh, she's just hot, and she's giving me a chance, or she wants to do something. So why not? That was my past. Just she wants to do stuff, so let's do it. Whereas my present moment is like, there's someone else. You don't need it from me. Like, there's literally someone else. all the time. If you want to sin, sin with somebody else. Don't sin with me. Shouldn't sin, period. But if you are, don't involve me with it. That's how I'm thinking. See, on one hand, people are saying life is so short, live it up. Live like there's no tomorrow, do what you want. And then there's other people that's like, life is so short, don't ruin your salvation. Yeah, if she's hot and she's giving me a chance, I'm the exact same way. Dude, I know. Cause you're just you're the modern, like, all right, so you're 21, I'm 31. So you're my 21-year-old self. That's why I totally get it. I get it. Because we were the exact same way when it came to like getting attention from girls. Only I was really like that until like 20, 26, 27. French understand that better than we do. Teenagers are more physically affectionate with each other. I was talks about a holy kiss, even everyone needs an innocent hug once in a while. I was 22 in a month. Yeah. You keep bringing up this whole holy kiss thing. Let me see this again. Holy kiss, KJV. What exactly is a holy kiss? There are 4 places in the New Testament that refer to holy kiss. Romans, Corinthians, Thessalonians. Oh, so in 1 Corinthians and 2 Corinthians. In each instance, the Greek word denotes a kiss which is sacred, physically pure, and morally blameless. It was a common custom in most nations for people to, yeah, like that's the thing. It's like when people, they give each other a hug, and then, they kind of like, I don't have like a prop. But like, see, the thing is, like, they do the kiss, but they don't even put the lips on the cheek. It's like they, you know what I mean? Like it's not hitting the mouth or the cheek. It's like they're just tapping. Like they do the sound effect. Maybe they do it on both sides, kind of thing, but they're not even like actually kissing. If that's what you're referring to with the whole French thing. Yeah, in New Testament times, the holy kiss was a sign of greeting, much like the modern handshake. For Christians, it further expresses brotherly love and unity. The holy kiss was especially precious to the new believers. Yeah, but see, your mind goes like the holy kiss is like, kissing on the lips. No, that's not what this is saying. Whether or not the holy kiss should be traditional we carry on today is not clear in Scripture. Whether or not our salutations to our brothers and sisters in Christ include the holy kiss, the important thing is that our greetings spring from real love and friendship, be characterized by sincerity, and represent true Christian fellowship. Isn't that a greeting tradition over there? Yeah, exactly. And it's not, because even if like, I mean, you see, like, if you ever watch the show Shark Tank, they do it all the time. The sharks will always stand up after the, if the people pitch in their sales idea, business idea, if the shark gets picked, they go up and they do that kiss. Even if it's a husband and wife that own the business, the shark is gonna kiss. If it's the guy shark, he's gonna do that kiss to the guy's wife. But you can just feel that it's nothing. There's no sexual connection involved. Yeah, some people, they might not touch lips against cheek, but cheek is fine. And I've done that before. I've done that to like old people. Old people have done it to me. But you don't think but you don't think about it in a sexual way. Like that's the thing. Like, but if you put lips together, you are going to think about it in a sexual way no matter what. You just literally are. You will think about sex. If you kiss someone on the lips, I'm sorry. My attention span isn't long enough to watch Shark Tank. Well, there's mini clips, depending on the title of the video, you might see like 3 minutes. It's like the ending, like where they just the pitch is already done, and then it's just like the punchline. But they always do those kisses. They always do it. And I'm sure there's no sexual thought or feeling that's involved with it. It's just like that's like the handshake. Of course, you know, the guy shark's not gonna do that kiss to the guy person, but the girl will do it to the other, like to the guy, or the girl. I don't know. Obviously, it's called holy. I guess, but why? Like, what's the context? I always thought it was tacky. It's like that's just what rich people do. Like, you don't see poor people doing that. You don't. Or even middle class. You don't see that. You only see the rich, elegant people do that kind of stuff. Or even this, like, oops. Like, it's so stupid. Like, why does your pinky have to come out? Pinky out. When in doubt, pinky out. It's so stupid. Yeah, my grandma used to do that too. Kiss me on the cheek as a greeting before she passed away. Rip. I know she's in a better place. She was a Pentecostal. Again, the whole label thing, man, denominations. I mean, I'm not saying anything about your grandmother or anything like that. But just don't say like you know someone's in heaven because they were Pentecostal or whatever. And I'm not saying she isn't. I'm just saying like don't like you didn't even have to put the last sentence. You could have just put before she passed away, Rip, I know she's in a better place. You could have just left it at that. But it's like adding a context, she was a Pentecostal woman. It just but then again, I guess it depends on how you're writing it. Cause like you could say like where it doesn't have to relate to that last sentence, but it just feels like it. It's popular in the Mennonite community actually, and they are purposely poor so they don't distract themselves from the kingdom. Sure. See, a lot of poor people, the people they just resort to stealing and stuff too. Sorry, she was a woman of God, a great soul. That's really what I meant. There you go. The label there. It's cliched. It's like I hear it a lot. Like he was a good man. It's funny. Like in the black community a lot too. It's like, oh, he was a good boy. Why'd you shoot him? Because he held a gun to the cop's face. That's why we shot him. He was a good boy. Rest in peace. He's in heaven. That mother fricker's in hell. That mother fricker's in hell. Rest in peace. He had a gun to someone's head. Rest in peace. He would do nothing wrong. He was a good boy. uh, and it's not just the black community, but that's where it's populated. Like, I hope my grandpa is in a better place. The only thing he did that I get worried about is he was still puffing on cigars, and I don't know if he understands that it was a sin. You left her because it's true. He was a good boy. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. That motherfucker's in hell. Like he thought he was black. Now he's charcoal burning in hell. Didn't do nothing. Got to get a whole keg for his homies. All down the line. Not a bottle. I was gonna do it, but nah, because it would spill definitely on somewhere I don't want it to spill on. So even for the camera, I'm not gonna do it for the Vine, as the kids used to say. Although I was one of those kids when Vine was a thing. But it's then they wear the T-shirts. Rest in peace. 1998 to 2013. Tyrone Biggums, and I have a picture of him, and it's like an oversized shirt, and at the bottom, like, he was a good boy. And on the back, I'm joking. Like, you see that all the time. See, the freaking shirt companies love when people get killed because that's what they make the most business when they come in to make the T-shirts. I used to work right next door to one. You're at the convenience store. Yeah, he's a great man. Exactly. I don't understand why any of that is funny, but all right. It's funny because it's cliched how those people literally think that their dead homies in a better place because of their standard of what's good. That's why it's funny. It's funny because they literally believe at the funeral, even people being that stupid to say rip isn't funny to me. And that's the thing. It's because it's like they're not resting in peace. They're burning in hell. That's why it's fun. It's funny because it's so common. It's funny because, yeah, people are so stupid to think that because they say rest in peace, that that person that died got saved or was saved. That's why. So when people die, I don't say rest in peace. I'll say like, well, it's in God's hands, I hope. But then I got my doubts. Like, I'll have my doubts. Yeah, like if I die before you guys, just assume I didn't make it. Don't say rest in peace. Ryan reacts, he tried. No. Assume that I'm in hell. And if we make it to heaven, be like, all right, yeah, we made it. Cool. It's not funny they believe that's dumb as how is it that's why it's funny. Because it's so common. It's like so many retards. That's why. See, I guess you gotta really see you're taking it in an interesting way by funny. Funny can mean sad, but we just say it's funny. It's sad. But that's why it's funny because like it's that sad. Funny doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. But it is pretty funny. See, I guess you're correlating like happiness with funny. You don't have to be happy with everything you laugh at. I'm telling you, like, if you see someone like on a video jump off a cliff, right? It's not like your brain doesn't think about them personal on a personal because you don't know them personally. But it's just like a comedy skit. But even though it's real life, it's like that bro just really do that. That dude's hilarious. Like he really did that kind of thing. It's like the moment is funny, but it's not funny that somebody just lost their life. But it's anything. And we're all guilty of laughing at somebody for some type of misery that happened in the moment that we've actually been there to experience. Someone getting their finger slammed in the car door. Just like the look on their face as they're screaming in terror. Like, just the sound. And then when their finger comes out all fat and red and stuff. I was laughing while a hurricane was happening outside of my house. A tree literally fell on my house and I would have been. That's different. I understand that, but I'm not even sad when I think about those people. I just get mad when they are serious doing that. See, okay, I'd be too terrified to laugh during a hurricane. But if I was watching a video of like a CCTV of a tree falling in your house, I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, it's called shade and fruit with some German stuff. I heard that word before, but I have too much empathy for that. What? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna read this. Marriage God's Way. Just going through Facebook. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. The movie The Princess Bride has a wedding scene in which the marrying minister says marriage is what brings us together today. While that line was meant to be humorous, he spoke a great truth. Marriage is indeed a great unifier. It is a solemn, respectable institution created by God Himself, and it joins together a man and a woman in amazing oneness. Marriage creates one new family out of two. Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife. It provides a pure outlook or outlet for a divinely uh, designed desire. Since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each wife with her own husband. It forms a mutually helpful team. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. Celebrate marriage for the ways it brings us together in God's name. And that's the problem, because everyone wants to have like an outside source. Nah, I'm telling. Look, if someone's laughing, that ain't no nervousness. That's just being sadistic. That's all. Literally, that's what it is. But I'm sick in the head, so I think it's because of ridicule also. So like, if you're so used to being ridiculed your entire life by people, when bad things happen to those people that ridiculed you, especially, because it's not just limited to people that ridicule you, you feel superior because they're suffering, they harmed you emotionally. Now they're the ones suffering and you survived. You're still here, you're ticking. So which gives you this sense of like power. It also gives you this sense of like they having them understand that they're mortal as well and bad things can happen to them. I don't know about nervous. I've heard of nervous laughter my whole life, but I just thought that was an excuse for someone to hide their sadism. I'm gonna laugh when Moak comes in here recommending this went down and he was in here and he talking about the Olympics like he didn't. When I was a kid, I would laugh whenever an authority figure yelled at me. But that's power because it's like they're telling you something and you're disobeying, and it's funny that they can't get over on you. I don't think that's just nervous. I just think it's like, ha ha, you're telling me I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Ha ha. Ha ha. Because you understood that as a child, adults can't hurt you in a public setting. It's because you feel like you have power over an adult or an authority figure. You feel like your own leader. So yeah, if you were laughing the day after in class, that could have. I can kind of see it now with the whole nervous thing, but that could be like you just don't know how to get your emotions across. Dang, bros, I'm going to bed. As always, may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you. I'm super tired. I'm sure I'll be up another hour just bull crapping on Discord or something anyway and other stuff. So, see you tomorrow.